Welcome to Smart Parrots. My name is Yuri, guys. This is Yo-Yo, and today we want to make this video which is going to be a little bit longer. So if you have interest in parrots, then I would recommend you to watch it all. We will be doing questions and answers today, and I get lots of messages from people that are subscribed to us, and they have certain questions about parrots. Okay. Some of these people already have parrots, some of them don't, okay? So I'm gonna answer the questions that I received the most, okay? So let's start. The first question, guys, was why parrots, okay? What people mean by that is they wanna know why is parrot better than other pets. Now, my answer to this, guys, is parrots are not necessarily better, okay? I think it depends pretty much on everyone's taste, because some people just literally don't like parrots, they don't like birds, okay? Where in this sort of case, I would just say, if you're not sure that you want a parrot, then don't have parrots, okay? You need to have some sort of feeling inside that you really want to have a parrot, okay? Otherwise, if you don't have that, I wouldn't have parrots at all. Okay. Now, the reason why I have a parrot is that I always had parrots. Okay, so since I was a little boy, my life started actually from very small parrots called budgies. Budgies are still parrots. They just come into the group of small parrots. Okay, so you have different. You have a small parrots, you have medium-sized parrots, you have large parrots, okay? Even Yo-Yo here, he's a medium parrot, okay? He's a parakeet, but he's the largest parakeet, but he is still a parrot, but the largest parakeet, okay? Now, the reason why I like parrots, guys, is because of certain reasons, okay? So, first, because they are vocal, because one of the things that is really cool, but I look at it more like when I was a child, not as much now, they can talk. Also, when you actually know parrots for a little bit more, then you will find out how much different personalities they have, and also their skill, how smart they can become, okay? And I'm truly amazed how amazing Yo-Yo is, because he can communicate with us his way, and we communicate back with him our way, okay? So certain things he says in a sentence, in real words, and certain things he says by sounds, okay, that he makes, that we know what that means. So this is it. I always had parrots, I always chosen parrots, I always will choose parrots after as well, okay? We have two parrots, we have Yo-Yo and there's a Kiki, she's next door. She cannot be here right now because she's a little bit mad. And she will be chasing Yo-Yo around, and Yo-Yo wouldn't be as cute and still like he is now. So that's why parrots, okay, guys? Our second question was which parrot to choose, okay? So when you already have some experience, then you can easily go for a larger parrot, if that's what you want, okay? If you have a parrot who doesn't talk and you would like to have a parrot that does talk, then you will have to go for example, African Grey, as they are probably the best talkers from all. Otherwise, if you literally fancy larger parrots, you go for larger parrots. Would I go any bigger parrot than Yo-Yo here? Yes. My next step, I think I would go for Amazon, because I think Amazons are also very cute and very smart. And I did have Amazon parrot on my arm before, which was very exciting. I really loved it. But right now we can't have it because we have to, and 3 would be, I think, a little bit too much. You know? 1 is not enough, 2 are sometimes too much, and 3 will be definitely too much. Now, if you have a parrot in a cage, which I'm not massive fan of, then that you can have as many parrots you want. But Yo-Yo here, he is literally never in a cage, okay? So he always flies around free, okay? Freely. So which parrot to go for, guys? You also want to find out a little bit more about each individuals. Like for example, Yo-Yo's species, which is Alexandrine parrot. As you can see, they have a quite big beaks, okay? And very sharp and very strong. So in the very beginning, Alexandrine parrot can be a little bit difficult, okay? Yo-Yo was as well. They are very difficult because they are wood shredders, which means they do destroy wood, okay? Not necessarily furniture, but they are quite hard on wood. So you wanna teach your parrot in beginning not to do this, not to do that, okay? That's very important, yeah? If you don't like parrots that are very noisy, well, this way it's very hard because all parrots make noise and you can't really tell which one is gonna be how noisy, okay? Because that depends on individual also surrounding as well, okay? So when you get in parrot, guys, make sure you expect the noise because they will make some. But I'll be honest, that's how it works, okay? Next question, guys, how much do they cost? So let me go back to the parrots from the size, okay? So usually the smaller parrots, then they're cheaper. As you go higher up, then they're more expensive. So very expensive one would be a macaw, okay? Less expensive would be Amazon, then African grey, I would say. After that, Alexandrine, for example, okay? And if you go for budgies or canaries, then they are all quite cheap, okay? So with macaw, you can go around probably a couple of thousand. African grey Amazons, that would be around, I would say, 500 to 700 pounds, maybe dollars, I'm not sure in dollars, something a little bit more than that. And then parrots like Yo-Yo here, they are around 200 pounds, British pounds. And then when you go lower down to like cockatiels, they will be around maybe 100 pounds, 80 pounds. And you go budgies, they will be around 50 pounds maybe. So they are not very expensive. When it comes to food as well, food is not very expensive for your birds. I mean, you have to make sure that you have some fruits, you have some veggies, and just the seeds, nuts, and some little bit protein, you know, some, generally, these things are not very expensive. They last for a long time, okay? When it comes to how ill do parrots can become, usually they are right if you're looking after their hygiene as well. So you need to keep giving them shower. Make sure you clean things that they usually spend time around, like platforms, perches, cleaning their bowls that they eat from, drink water from. If you do that, they should be fine. Okay, they live long time, some of them around 30, 40 years, some of them even more, 80 years, 100 years, yeah, they live long time. So make sure you take that all in count, okay? Now, can you make your parrot quiet? Okay, because as I said, a lot of messages I received from people. My parrot is very noisy. How can I make him quiet? That's a hard way. It's a hard thing to do. A lot of people I know from the past, usually when they have parrots in a cage and they're noisy and they're fed up, they put some cover on them. Okay, which it's not the right thing to do, guys. They are living species. Imagine if you are shouting and you are noisy wherever in restaurant and somebody comes and puts sellotape on your mouth just to make you quiet, or will take you to the room where there's nothing around and there's a darkness and just shut the door behind you. That's the same attitude. So what sometimes we do when the parrots are noisy, we put them to the room and we shut the door and we let them to scream there as much as they want, okay? Because I'll be honest, I love my parrots. And usually I don't mind their noise, but from time to time I like my quiet, peace and quiet, silence, yeah? Especially when you work with people and you hear the noise all day, then you should want to have a peace and quiet. So sometimes just have a nice and quiet is a treat. And as you can see, Yo-Yo right now, he's quiet, okay? Because he's just chilling, he's happy as it is. So your parrot also will be noisy or quiet depending on surroundings. So if your parrot is in a family that is very noisy and shouty, they will be noisy and shouty because they will have to adapt to the area that they are in, okay? They don't want to be left out, they want to be same as you. If you are on the other side quiet, then your parrots will want to be quiet, a little bit noise, okay? Again, that's not guaranteed, that is just talking my experience, okay? And guys, we've got one last questions. We have last questions, which is, what do they eat? Okay, I was already talking about it earlier. The important thing is, before you get in a certain species of parrot, is to find out a little bit more about the parrot, which is, where do they live and what was usually their food there, okay? Now, I'm a massive believer that doesn't mean anything, okay? Because it's like if you say people that are from Africa, for example, are not used to having apples, okay? Because I think apples don't grow in Africa. Maybe I'm wrong. I think they are more from like Europe, okay? But if apples are not meant to be growing in Africa because their origin is from Europe, then would you say African people can't eat apples, So that's a bit strange, okay? I'm a massive believer, just because something is not seasonal or doesn't grow in the area, why cannot we eat it, I mean, okay, we are not used to it, but if it's healthy and beneficial for our health, then why can we not eat it, So that's a little bit, to me, that's a little bit weird, yeah? So I just say, you need to have a list of foods that are safe for parrots, and then you just have to test your parrots and see what they like. Does it make sense? So yeah, you will have to, when you have a new parrot, you will have to introduce these little foods. Always, when you want to introduce new food to your parrot, what I would always recommend is to show it to your parrot, bite from it, and then he will see that you eating it. You are right, you are okay, you are alive. Then you can give him to a little bit, because parrots are, generally birds are very, very smart, okay? They don't just eat something they never eaten before, okay? They are very cautious, yeah? So, and that's why when they are little chicks, usually parents in nature teach them what foods are the ones that they can eat, they are safe, because they've been tried before, so which means the birds will only eat those foods, okay? If they're not sure about it, they probably won't, okay? And that's why then you as a parent have to step in, and you have to show your parrot this is safe and they can eat it. But again, you need to be careful here, okay? Because remember, parrot sees you as a parent, okay? So if you eat chocolate and you give them chocolate, they might take it because they see you eating it, that means they can eat it. No, that's wrong. Just because you can eat it doesn't mean your parrot can eat it, okay? You have to make sure that you know the list of foods that are safe. Don't give parrot things that you eat just because you can eat them, okay? Lots of things can kill your parrot. Avocados, caffeine, alcohol, chocolate, and tomatoes are not very healthy for them. There's lots of things, guys, that a parrot cannot eat. So just because you eat it, doesn't mean your parrot can, okay? And I'm gonna be loud on this, because I've seen people giving parrots things that they eat as well, okay? You need to be sure 100% that you know that your parrot can eat it, okay? Can tolerate it, okay? And make sure there is health benefit behind it, okay? So usually what my parrot eats, if you look in my previous videos, search for parrot diet, yeah? And there's a lot of videos that I made when it comes to Yo-Yo's and Kiki's diet, okay? As you can see, guys, Yo-Yo's got beautiful colors on him, he's very healthy, he's got very healthy beak, nice colors, long tail. You see, his tail is like forever. So he's got great diet. So we sometimes even give him a little bit of chicken, okay? But it has to be unflavored, washed under the water, cooked for sure, and not too warm, okay? Otherwise, Yo-Yo loves it, okay? He loves a little bit of tuna, okay? Just, again, unflavored. Just a little piece of that, or egg white, he loves it, boiled, scrambled, doesn't matter. And you know what, the amount of protein it's in it, I can see how much it's helping him. Right now he's got molting going on, which means that's even more necessary to give him all that food, because that will treat his feathers and recover his feathers very well. And otherwise, some nuts, guys, some vegetables, carrots, some root vegetables, beetroot, very good. Leaves, so kale, spinach, they will like that. Bananas, apples, berries, grapes, a little bit of orange, but not too much citrus fruit. And then obviously seeds, okay? So you have pumpkin seeds, you have lots of little seeds. You can buy them on a website. Make sure you go to good websites. But try to go for fresh fruit than a dry fruit, okay? I don't trust dry fruit as much, like the ones that you can buy in the shops. Don't think they're as good. So that answered, guys, the questions. If you got any more questions, please message us and we will come back to you with another video again, okay? Otherwise, if you are new to our channel, then subscribe to us, give us like and comment. We would love that. And Yoko, step up. Step, step, step. Okay, guys, so this is Yo-Yo, okay, and myself, and we will see you soon, okay? Take care.